Assalamualaikum, my name is Adisty from 03 SIGP 005, and now I will tell you guys about the Paper Menagerie. Introduction of this story is Paper Menagerie is a short story about biracial boy named Jack, who was a white dad and a Chinese mom, who immigrated to America. When he is a kid, Jack's mom creates an origami menagerie for him. And when Jack's mom breathes into origami, the menagerie comes to life, jumping and playing with him. So, summary of this story is the Paper Menagerie describes the relationship between a biracial Chinese American boy Jack and his Chinese immigrant mother. When the story begins, a young Jack is crying. To comfort him, his mother makes him an origami tiger and breathes life into it. Later, she makes Jack more magical paper animals to play with. Once, when Jack is a teenager and is no longer speaking to his mother, he asks his father how he and Jack's mothers met. His father explained that they met in Hong Kong through an introduction service that matched American men with Asian women. Jack's father saw Jack's mother in a catalog and then flew to Hong Kong to meet her. When he arrived, he learned that Jack's mother spoke very little English, so he hired a translator to mediate between them. Afterward, Jack's mother immigrated to the U.S. and married his father. The story shift back to when Jack is 10 years old. After his family has just moved into a new neighborhood, Jack overheard two female neighbors exchange racist gossip about his family, wondering why Jack's father married his mother and criticizing Jack's biracial looks. Later, a neighborhood named Mark comes over to Jack's house with an Obi-Wan Kenobi action figure. Jack shows Mark his paper animals, and Jack calls them trash. When Jack's paper tiger knocks over and breaks Mark's action figure, Mark insults Jack's mother and tears up his tiger. Mark begins a campaign of racist bullying against Jack at school. In response, Jack boxes up his paper animals and refuses to respond to his mother when she speaks to him in Chinese. Because Jack won't respond to Chinese and criticizes his mother's English, they slowly stop speaking to each other. When Jack is in college, his mother is hospitalized with cancer. He flies home to visit her. In the hospital, she asks Jack if she dies to take out his paper animals and remember her each year on Qingming, the Chinese festival for the dead. After Jack leaves, his mother dies. Later, Jack comes home again with his girlfriend Susan to help his father move. While packing, Susan rescues the box containing Jack's paper animals. Jack noticed the animals no longer contained the magic that allowed them to move. 2 years later, on Qingming, Jack's paper tiger comes to life again, approaches Jack and reveals a letter hidden in his insides. The letter is from Jack's mother, written in Chinese. Jack, who cannot read Chinese, travels downtown and find a Chinese tourist to read the letter for him. The letter tells Jack Jack the story of his mother's life. She was born to a poor Chinese family in 1915. Her mother taught her how to fold animated paper animals, but when she was 10, both her parents died in Chinese Cultural Revolution. Human traffickers found her and sold her as a domestic slave in Hong Kong. When she was 16, to escape the family that had pulled her, she signed up. She signed up for the introduction service that set her up with Jack's father. At first, after immigrating to America, she felt extremely lonely. But when Jack was born, she felt so happy, like her family had been returned to her. She ends the letter by asking Jack why he won't speak to her anymore. Jack asked the Chinese tourist to help him write the Chinese character for I, meaning love. Over and over the letter, then he folds the letter back into a tiger and goes home. Okay, that's it for the summary of the Paper Menagerie. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.